Good morning, everybody. On this Super Bowl Sunday, I'm here in my dark, in my living room, and I want to talk to you about some things, if you don't mind. But first thing I'm going to talk about is my YouTube channel. If you want to hear and see a lot of good things, hear good music, just something refreshing, I urge you to check out my YouTube channel. I'm not looking for clicks and all that. I'm not begging for subscriptions and you to subscribe like everybody else. I've never asked anybody to subscribe, but I'm asking you to check this out if you so desire. My YouTube channel. I've never done this before, but I'm asking you because you're missing out on some things, And if you want to see what I'm doing, if you're interested, all you have to do is go to the YouTube page, type in Gregory. You can do it all smalls. Gregory, Gregory, Snively, Sniv, as in Victor, Ely. Type in that name, and my channel will come up. Then it's self-explanatory from there. You can see all the things I've done on there. I have over a couple thousand videos on there and so forth. Check it out. I'm sure you'll be happy you did. But this morning, I want to talk about something that people tend to not want to talk about. And if you look at my channel, I'll talk about anything. I have my opinions about things. And I just feel that there's so much of the same old on YouTube, but I guarantee you mine is not. A lot of music, because I like soul music, and a lot of songs you'll never hear anywhere but on this channel. And but what I want to talk about this morning is simply this. As a black man in this country, 73 years old, what does it feel like being black in America in my last 73 years? I've seen a lot of things. I've been a lot of places. I've done a lot of things. So I know from what I speak or from which I speak. And I'm going to say, I'm going to be talking about different things over the course of the next couple of weeks in segments. I'll do maybe 15-minute segment or so each time, perhaps. But segment number one, which is today, Super Bowl Sunday, and I say that because I want you to understand the time that I started this. I'm not interested in the Super Bowl. It means nothing to me. But the first thing I'm going to talk about in this segment, like I said, being black in America. Talking about things that no one wants to talk about. So the first subject is this: interracial dating or interracial marriage. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? What is the first thing that comes to mind when you hear about interracial dating and interracial marriage? The first thing that comes to mind is a black man and a white woman. Everything else don't really matter to most people. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? Now you say, Snob, no, that's not true. That's not true. All Snobly wrong. Okay. Let me make a point. In the 1950s, Lucille Ball was married to Desi Arnaz. Lucille Ball, white American, Caucasian. Desi Arnaz, Latin, Hispanic, Cuban. They had no problem with him on TV. They even had a baby on TV, all that. No problem. It wasn't, they never even talked about that being an interracial marriage. But now, if that were a black Cuban, dark-skinned Cuban, it would have been a different thing. Isn't that funny? Think about it. That was an interracial marriage. But yet, on TV, I saw they had a problem with Harry Belafonte. Rest in peace, Mr. Harry Belafonte. I remember on the Jack Parr show, he sat next to Miss Peculiar Clark, British lady. He sat next to her on the bench on the panel. And America went crazy. How dare this black man sit next to this white woman? You see? What do you think about that? Think about that. And, but anyway, getting back to this thing, it doesn't matter that, you know, a black man would be married to an Asian or a Latin or Hispanic, or even as far as that goes, anybody other than a white woman. And that's sad. That's sad. But nonetheless, they didn't have to worry about me because I would not be interested in that kind of relationship anyway. You know, it's not for me. I don't begrudge anybody that does that or is in that kind of relationship, but it's not for me. You know, so there's a brother on YouTube, Dr. Umar Johnson from Philadelphia. He and I have a couple of things in common. First thing, we both went to the same school, SSVC, Scotland School for Veterans Children. Can I get an amen for Scotland School? Yeah. And the other thing we have in common, we're not interested in interracial dating or marriages. But the difference in that marriage thing and dating thing with he and I is he holds that against people that do that. I don't. It's not for me, but I don't hold it against anybody. You love who you want to love. But all I can say is that it's not for me. But the thing is, with these interracial situations, in my mind, is it's just too difficult, too many problems, and down the road, you know, you may get in a situation where she gets mad at you for something, she may say something out of line, and there you are. Because no matter what, she'll always think she's better than you. It's bred in her. My mother said it's dyed in their skin. No matter what, they'll always remind you that you are black and they are not. You know, and I see it all the time. I just recently, I've been following the news on, I don't have TV, but I follow it on my phone. Just the other day, actually, I'll show you what I'm talking about. They had a particular journalist that got put in jail for it or arrested for it. You know who he is. I don't need to mention any names per se in this situation. But he had a show. He has his own show, and he had a panel of people on the show, and one of the guys on there was white. So when he started talking to this particular white guy, he made it known he's the only white guy on the panel. See? And what he's saying, no matter what I agree with as far as black people goes, I'm still white. I'm white. So I don't get it twisted. In other words, we all can talk here together, but I'm still white. In other words, if something goes down, yeah, he's white. So don't come down on me. I'm white, you know. Yeah, and he had a name. His first name was a name that generally you don't hear of a white person with that first name. But anyway, like I said, I'm not going to mention names. But anyway, when you talk about interracial marriages and so forth, even I found in my 73 years, no matter how close of friends you become, at least, of course, I don't have friends per se. A couple of lady friends, my best friends, but I really don't have friends because I found out that, I don't really have white friends in particular, to be honest with you. I'm not being racist or anything like that, but I found what happens when you get too close. They'll let you know in their own way, I'm white and you're black. No matter how close, they let you know that. Either by way of trying to slip in a joke and expect you to accept it. If you don't accept that, then they don't want to be your friend because you're not willing to let them make a fool out of you. You see, tap dance, buck dancing for them. They always want you to know that they're better than you. They'll let you know. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to be racist, but I'm telling it like it is. And that's why I don't really, I know a lot of white folks and so forth, but there's a limit that there's a line there for me. And one thing I don't do as a black, proud American male is I don't buck dance, I don't tap dance, and I don't clown for you. And that's one thing you won't ever see on my page is me clowning in front for you. I don't buy none of that. And there's too much of that on YouTube and us black men acting a fool in front of these people and saying things they have no business saying. I was always taught there's certain things you don't say in mixed company. You just don't say it. Certain things you don't do. But we've lost that as black people. We've lost that. And I think it's sad. I see comedians getting on certain shows in front of people using words they have no business using in front of them. And the person that they're using it in front of is not their own race, you see. And they get to laughing and everything. Are they laughing at you or laughing with you? But mostly they're laughing with you. Mostly they're laughing at you. You think they're laughing with you, but mostly they're laughing at you. And I don't buy that. I don't clown like that. I'm a grown man, a proud black man, and I just don't do that. So that's why that interracial thing, I have a problem with some things people are doing out here today. We need to teach our black children to understand boundaries, as far as how you conduct yourself and things you say. and around mixed company. And it seems like we've lost that. And that's one thing that's upsetting to me. Very upsetting. But anyway, let me go ahead and stop it at that, because everything I do, I say it off the top of my head. I don't rehearse. I don't, however it comes out, it comes out. So I have to constantly, it's just ad lib, But it's true what I'm saying. But I don't have any kind of script or anything that I go by. I just say what I say. And again, I'm going to do several segments. And this is the first segment. I don't know if I made any sense to you. I'm just getting started with this thing. And hopefully I can get some feedback and tell me what you think. I mean, I don't mind criticism, constructive criticism, but I don't want anybody to get hateful and nasty with me, because I can be more hateful than anybody if you really get down to it. But I don't want to go that route, you see. So the criticism, no problem. As long as it's constructive, I'm fine with it. But I really would like to get some feedback. I really would. So I'm going to let it go at this Super Bowl Sunday morning. And every now and then I'll do another segment of other things. But check out my page, Gregory Snively, Gregory Snively, Snively, on YouTube. Have a good morning.